The thing that makes playoff hockey so special is that in a regular season you're playing for 2 points, but in playoffs you're just playing for a win. There's no personal things or looking elsewhere. It's just about those wins and trying to collect 16 of them. And I think the intensity amplifies just because it's not about anything but getting that win. Allen has some high-end skill, and they like to play a different type of game than most teams. They like to play a little fast-paced, run-and-gun game, and I think with us, we just need to control what we can control, and we did well with them all regular season. They try to draw us into their game, and we never really get into it. So I think just for us, going into Allen, we wanted to play them. We wanted that as an opponent, and thankfully we got them, and now we just got to do our business and take care of it.
The grueling 72-game regular season is in the past as the ECHL Kelly Cup playoffs are officially here. The Idaho Steelheads hosting the Allen Americans for game number 1 of the Mountain Division semifinals here in Boise. Two teams that have grown to be rivals. This is no easy first-round opponent for Idaho.
No, it's really not. They've been playing playoff hockey for about the last month here.
It was an interesting vibe because, the last 2-3 weeks of the year, we're kind of looking at the standings and it looked like it was going to be Tulsa or Utah. And then all of a sudden Allen started winning some games, and it was creeping in your mind that it might be Allen, and obviously the guys that were here last year played in the playoffs last year. Had played a lot of games with them against this year, got pretty rough. So mindset going in was it was going to be physical, it was going to be tough, but we were confident in our group to get the win in the series, but at the same time we knew it wasn't going to be easy.
And we are underway at UMass a couple seasons ago as McCauley's going to beat Kiley, and Miller trying to hoist it out of the zone. Oh no, Steelheads might be heading shorthanded 5-on-3. Now Finley, far dot. Murray, his shot, save, and a right toe save, but the rebound, Jacobs gets it back and he scores. A 5-on-3 power play goal from Colin Jacobs with 6:09 to go in the first. Makes it 2-0 Allen.
First period, they came out fast, a couple of goals against, and we were kind of like, oh, we're in it now. And yeah, I think it was a very timely goal, 4-on-4.
Now it's Murray trying to curl off of Finley, and he does successfully. As Liam Finley will come off for a change.
Now you got 20 seconds left here. You want to try and get that whatever unit you're going with.
Yeah! Rassel in the ice slot, shoots and scores.
Just to kind of stop the bleeding and get guys to relax a little bit, because I think once that went in, we went to the intermission only down 1, and guys were just kind of joking, laughing, talking about last year, about the Utah series and the slow starts, and then when you can enjoy what you're doing, then I think it makes it easier to go out and perform.
Donato, Pelton, Weiss, Rassel, and Murphy. Murphy, far circle, fires, and scores!
We get back to the even, fans are going nuts, and we give up 2. It's like, oh, well, we're in the same hole we are now.
Back for Crone, in front, right pad save, and a rebound. Finley cashes in. And Justin Allen from the right circle towards the net of Kiley. Looks like it gets deflected in front.
When we play 11 forwards, you don't really know. Some guys are playing left wing, some are playing right wing, and switches shift by shift. And I actually wasn't supposed to be on the ice. Whoever changed wasn't my guy, but I jumped on as a mistake, and puck a second later is on my stick. We have a 2-on-1.
Rassel, Kudla, fires, and scores! In transition!
I don't think it was very long after that, Reg scored, and we're back to even. Place is going nuts, and I think at that point we knew we were confident that good things were going to happen.
Pelton Weiss, register, firing, and scoring! As Hardy fires from the left circle and puts the Americans out in front once again. Donato, wrister, scores! Looked like it got tipped in front by Patrick Kudla, and we're tied at 5. Here in downtown Boise, we play free hockey as the Idaho Steelheads and Allen Americans tied up at 5.
I think we were confident. We said we're always prepared to go to OT, and we're a good conditioned team, so we would go the extra length that we had to, and we'd play, and we wanted to get it over quickly because we had the game the next night, I believe, and quick turnaround. You don't want to be going 3-4 OTs in game 1 to burn yourself out.
Patrick Kudla with a 3-point game, 2 goals, sends it back in behind the net of Costantini. Turned it over out front, Rassel! Scores!
playoff OT goals are, those are the ones you're going to remember forever, and to get one at home is just incredible with how loud the building is and just the excitement that, you won, the game's over, and the fans are going nuts, and, it's just a good feel, and walking back in your room with the fans and the noise that comes with it.
We're never really quite out of the game. We've seen it all year. We saw it last year. I think just, understanding how good we were and being able to battle back into games was, super important, and we did it on the biggest stage there. Obviously game one of a playoff series, and battled back and ultimately won the game. And I thought just the resiliency from the group was incredible to see, and it was great. Yeah, the Allen fans are very passionate about their team, and just like any other spot, they're gonna really bring a lot of energy to the rink, and they did that. They did a great job of showing up for their team and bringing a lot of energy and passion into the game, and Allen fueled off it. I don't think we played our best game. We were, slow start, and that was our first game back in Allen for a playoff game with some of the newer guys on the team. So, I think just the next two games after that, we used the energy from the fans as something as fuel for us, and we did a great job with managing it.
Ty Pelton-Weiss gives the Steelheads a 1-0 lead. Lincoln fires and scores!
Coming off a lot of opportunities the night before, I thought that I played a good game 3, and another great game 4, and that goal was a big one for me personally and my confidence, and getting my first Kelly Cup playoff goal, and from there the team just really fueled off the energy we had, and game 4 I thought we just dominated. We had control the whole time.
Arcuri in the high slot inside the near dot for Keegan Mastrodonato. Williams will send it in front of the scores table by Larry, picked off by Murphy. In on a breakaway, Murphy forehand scores!
It was pretty special to be a part of that line, and we just found a zone, and it was working for us. Bice had this 2 sneaky 4-point games to start the series and didn't even get a star. So we gave it to him about that, but he was just doing everything just right. And Murph was classic Murph, getting the timely goals, and I was contributing as well. So when you're in those zones, you feel that good things happen.
And Rassel breakaway forehand scores! Mark Rassel gives the Steelheads a 2-1 lead. Center, but Harsh able to recollect across the blue line. Harsh, high slot Miller. Arcuri shot, and he scores! Jade Miller in the high slot sets up Francesco Arcuri in the left circle.
The way Allen plays, they're a tough-nosed hockey team. They play the game hard and physical, and I feel like our battles have been, hard all year, and with last season the same thing. So kind of some feuds between the years, and going into that series, I think we definitely knew we matched up well against Allen. We knew it was going to be a hard fight, and I thought we handled the toughness of the game very well, and competed hard every night, and ultimately dominated the series.
For the second straight year, the Idaho Steelheads will eliminate the Allen Americans from the Kelly Cup playoffs. After a 4-2 loss last night in Game 1 of the Mountain Division Finals, the Steelheads looking to return to Boise tomorrow with the series locked up at a game apiece as it's Game 2 of the second round of the ECHL Kelly Cup playoffs from the Cable Dahmer Arena.
Allen was a good hockey team, but Kansas City is a really good hockey team. You know, every time you move on to the next round, games are going to get harder, teams are going to get better. So for us, I think Kansas City just had a little bit more speed, and it kind of caught us off guard in that first game, but for sure. A pretty hostile crowd, which, you know, I mean, for some guys, they don't like it, but, you know, I thought it was a lot of fun. Obviously, the hostility and made the games that much more intense. And they came out in Game 1 and were firing on all cylinders, and they beat us handedly. So we came into Game 2 thinking, okay, that wasn't our best, and we know that. And we'll play our best here going into Game 2 and kind of just see what happens from there.
From Independence, Missouri, up to the blue line to cut off the far post. Rebound, they score. It's David Cotton once again. Mastrodonado dropping back Murray's blast. Calgucci rebound, scores! Tremendous rebound save. Ryan Thompson. And the Mavericks jump back out in front of 5-on-3 power play goal. Mastrodonado scores! Rebound, they score! And that'll do it. The Steelheads are heading back to Boise with the best-of-7 series, evened up at 1 game apiece as they complete the come-from-behind victory. For the first time in 14 days, the Steelheads take the ice here at the Idaho Central Arena, looking to capture a 2-1 series lead on the Kansas City Mavericks in the Mountain Division Finals. Curry right circle, fires and scores. Has a turnover out in front, Koski backdoor, and they score. Idaho with another costly turnover in their defensive zone. It's Andreoff to the net, tipped in by McKenna. And the Mavericks back out to a 3-goal lead. Went off the stick of McCollum. And now a backdoor feed, and they score. Jaremko near half wall, Cotton all alone on the far side of the goal line. Down by 4. Never say never, but it's a big hurdle to climb here. As Idaho trying to pull off what would be a miracle.
For us, like, when they came out hard there in the first period in Game 3, like, it was kind of like a oh shit situation, you know, and we had to turn around and try and do our best to get back into it. You know, it's one of those things, you dig a hole, but like now we got to build the ladder and get out of it, and it doesn't come easy, you know, and so that was kind of one of those things where, you know, we came in the intermission before the third and said, like, hey, let's just put our heads down and go to work, see what happens, because, you know, it's the beautiful thing about hockey. Anything can happen.
Elton Bice left circle, fires and scores! Mastrodonado far circle, Kawaguchi scores! Buckle up, baby! White has Mastrodonado to his right, he finds him, he fires and scores! Register, trying to play it past Jaremko, McCollum now fires and scores! We've got a 1-goal game! The right circle, backdoor for Walker, and they score.
Yeah, after Linden found the back of the net to make it 6-5, did it kind of feel on the bench like we're making this happen?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it did. Like, you know, I think everyone thought we were going to do it because, you know, at that point we hadn't made too many mistakes in the third, and, you know, a few minutes later make a mistake and it ends up in our net. So, but that's how hockey is, right? Like, you make mistakes, everyone makes mistakes. You know, things happen. Unfortunately, we made one too many, and Kansas City is such a good team that they're going to capitalize on those mistakes every time. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, honestly, it was really frustrating in my aspect of it. You know, to do what we went on and talked about and be able to come back to home ice and kind of really just lay a stinker out there for probably 45 to 50 minutes out of that game. It didn't really feel like we ever really played like we were supposed to play, and we kind of found that desperate aspect late, and obviously that created success for us and, you know, made it interesting. And it's just one of those things, you got to be able to control your emotions from game in, game out, and even throughout the game there's so many highs and lows, and just felt like we were stuck on the lows for a little too long there.
The Idaho Steelheads look to live another day as the Kansas City Mavericks with a 3-1 series lead in the best-of-7 Mountain Division Finals. Canade to his backhand, LaFontaine with the stop. Murray turned it over, McKenna, high slot, wrist shot, score. Mavericks for the 5th straight game will take a 1-0 lead. Barteau dragging, firing, rebound, they score! Reese Harsh from the right circle, and Idaho's got a 2-1 lead for the Mavericks. Right circle pulling up, wrist shot, pad, save made. 6:08 to go in the first with a 2-1 lead. Here's Max Andreev to the net, fires and scores. Bar down, Andreev goes. Merchants bringing Mastrodonato down the left wing. Wrist shot, and it was fought off. Kansas City hustling back on the back check as watch out off the bench. Curry gonna be sprung. Harsh on the back check. Curry fired and scored. A 4-on-4 goal from Patrick Curry. The left circle. Back for Murphy. Firing a right pad stop. Oh my goodness. 8.5 remaining in regulation. Idaho trying to tie it up. Mastrodonato for White. His shot. He's
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those ones where I was kind of coming off the bench from a line change and kind of could see the play developing a bit behind the net. And as I was getting up, I was just kind of hoping for that turnover and then have that chance. And literally, as I was crossing the blue line, you kind of just see Mastrodonato like be able to strip the guy and just laid it out right in front of me. And it was one of those ones where you just kind of put your head down and shoot as hard as you can, and found a way in the net. And obviously, it felt really good at the time.
Can Idaho keep their season going? We will find out. Barteau to the left wing, off the boards. Neerum finds it. His wrist shot just wide. Helmet sticks all over the place. Rassel in front, trying to tuck it past LaFontaine. Right circle to the net. Saved by LaFontaine. And Patrick Curry will play it back into the glove of Thompson. McLaughlin walking the line. Cuts back to his left. Wrist shot into the glove of Thompson. And he'll hang on for a faceoff. Knocked off the puck, looking for a call. He won't get it. Register flips out through center. Glove down by Jones. Jaremko moves back in. Walker now backhand to the net. Save made. Rebound. They score. Cade Borchert, the overtime winner.
Overtimes are usually it's like those quick ones, or it's one of those ones that kind of feels like they go forever, and kind of got past like that 10-minute mark, and you're kind of thinking, well, it could be one of those nights where it's just gonna be something crazy that happens. And obviously a little bit unfortunate luck what happened in our D zone and ended up in the back of our net. And yeah, I mean, it's just kind of, you kind of sit there and you're like, wow, did that really just happen? And you know, then you just kind of see everybody celebrating in front of you, and it's just all those emotions again. You're like, man, I just worked so hard for all of it just to end again. And yeah, it's tough. Those are tough times.
Obviously, watching the game wasn't great. Going in overtime, I think we all felt like, you know, everyone that wasn't playing, and I'm sure in the dressing room, everyone thought we were going to win. We dominated that game. And unfortunately, you know, yeah, you can say there's a few missed calls or whatever it was, but at the end of the day, we lost in overtime, right? And, you know, I think everyone came back in the room feeling like we deserved better. But at the end of the day, we didn't get the job done. So it was a bit tough watching them celebrate, for sure. Truth be told, there isn't a lot of love-hate relationship. It's probably just a lot of hate between us. So yeah, it was a bit tough watching that, for sure.
Obviously, we brought a lot of guys back from the year before, so it was nice to have a good core group of guys, and you know, we all had a really good friendship already, so it was easy to kind of bring the new guys along. And for me, it was just really fun to watch the new young guys kind of become a player inside themselves. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of first guys trying to learn the pro game, and I mean, for me, it was really fun to be a part of a guys and group that you can see them grow and really love the game, and it makes me feel young too, like being one of the older guys now. And you know, it's just one of those guys like in groups where like we talked about, it just felt like we never gave up, and it was special to be around a group of guys that where it didn't matter, like we were always coming to work and battle. And I mean, those are friendships you'll have forever.
I think it's been an incredible group. I know for me, coming in as a new guy, first year in Boise, didn't know what to expect. I heard a lot of good things, but you know, you never know if it's true until you experience it yourself. I think it was a great year for us, and I think, you know, to get 100 points in the regular season with all the players and the man games that we lost due to injury or call-ups and the different rosters that we had, and sometimes playing short, just it spoke to the group that, you know, we were willing to do what it takes, and you know, we had to work a little extra hard, or you know, guys had to step up for sure, you know, weeks at a time when guys are up in the American League. That I just think those groups are special. And I know this is a team that when it was over, it didn't really feel real, just because it felt like, you know, we were going to go longer, we were going to be here all, you know, for a long summer. So it still hasn't really sunk in yet a few days after that it's done, but it's been an incredible group. I'm honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, you know, obviously the year before, coming up just short in the Kelly Cup Kelly Cup final, and you know, we got a lot of returning guys, which was awesome to see, and you know, a lot of great new pieces throughout the year. We had so many call-ups and injuries and different guys coming in, and you know, each and every guy who was a part of this group was, you know, incredible to be around. And you know, the Idaho Steelheads have done a great job of bringing in, you know, great human beings first, and you know, great hockey players after that. So I think we had a fantastic group away from the rink, at the rink. Everybody bought into what we wanted to do, and it just makes it that much more special. I mean, I consider every single one of those guys my brothers, and you know, when you come up short like this, it's tough, but you know, you also look back at all the great memories you had throughout the year, and you know, all the things you're fortunate for. And you know, for us, we're obviously very fortunate to play the game we love as a job, and we don't take that for granted. And having each and every one of those guys in there to help along the way is truly special.
For me, coming in, you know, just after halfway through the season, you know, this group kind of took me in. Obviously, it's a lot of guys from last year, but or the year before, but like just being able to come in and you know, be myself, obviously, and you know, just kind of having that, you know, that feeling like, hey, this is a big family again, was amazing. And you know, I can't thank, you know, Sheener and Keenan enough for bringing me back. But you know, most importantly, my teammates for just like welcoming me back, you know, like I was there all year. And you know, this group is special, and you know, obviously at the end of every year we think, hey, let's, you know, bring everyone back, and obviously we know that's not realistic, but you know, the more guys we bring back, the stronger our family's going to get. So that's just, you know, that's how we are around here for sure. And that's a big reason why I wanted to come back here, is because it's a big family. So this group is special, and organization is special, the city is amazing, and yeah.